Easy Polish with Dorota Cooper, the Guide to Polish Verbs of Motion, IŚ and CHODZIခြ, Part 1. Many learners find Polish verbs of motion to be one of the most confusing aspects of the language, and no wonder. To use them correctly, you need to pay attention to a bunch of distinctions that do not even exist in English. Let's try to make them less scary by analyzing some of the defining features. Polish has several commonly used verbs of motion. They have different meanings, but in the terms of grammar, they all work pretty much the same. To make things easier for you, we will start by discussing just the two most common verbs of motion. Later on, we will take a brief look at the remaining ones. Polish verbs of motion, iść and jechać. Iść and jechać, by far the most used verbs of motion, are both translated as to go, but they mean quite different things. This is because Polish has separate verbs for going depending on the means of transport used. Iść means simply to go on foot or walk. Jechać means to go by vehicle. This includes all types of land transport: car, bike, train, skateboard, horse, but not water or air transport, plane, boat. It does not matter if you are actually steering the vehicle, in which case it is translated as to drive or to ride, or just traveling as a passenger. Aspects, the basics. All Polish verbs belong to one of two classes: perfective or imperfective. These are known as grammatical aspects. Perfective verbs describe actions that have a clearly defined beginning and end. In other words, actions that have clearly been completed in the past or will be completed in the future. Imperfective verbs describe actions without any reference to the completion. We know that they have a beginning, but we don't know anything about the end. One of the reasons why Polish verbs of motions are so challenging is that they add another layer to this already complex system. Imperfective verbs of motion differ from all other Polish verbs in that they have two subclasses. Indeterminate verbs describe motion that is done regularly or without a specific direction. Determinate verbs refer to motion that happens only once, mostly with a specific direction. Please study this table carefully. aspect, imperfective and perfective, verbs, indeterminate, regular, habitual motion, determinate, one-time motion, on foot, chodzić, iść, perfective, pójść, by vehicle, jeździć, jechać, pojechać. Have a look at examples. Często chodzę do teatru. Tom rzadko jeździ do miasta. Idę teraz do teatru. Tom jedzie teraz do miasta. Poszedłem wczoraj do teatru. Tom pojechał do miasta. Now that you know the basics, it is time for examples. Our goal is to view this complex topic from as many perspectives as possible. So first, we will try to understand all individual grammatical aspects, and later we will take a look at how they behave in specific tenses, past, present, and future. The imperfective indeterminate aspect. The imperfective indeterminate verbs of motion chodzić and jeździć are used to talk about habits or repetitive actions as well as to generalize. Julia chodziła kiedyś na siłownię. Julia used to go to the gym. Dlaczego nigdy nie jeździsz do pracy autobusem? Why do you never go to work by bus? They are also used to talk about motion that does not have a single specific direction, even if it only happens once. Tom chodzi po lesie. Tom is walking in the forest. Będziesz jeździła konno? Will you be riding a horse? The imperfective determinate aspect. The imperfective determinate verbs of motion iść and jechać are used to refer to one time, continuous motion, often with a specific goal. Idę do sklepu. Chcesz coś? I am going to the store. Do you want anything? Szedł powoli, rozmawiając przez telefon. He was walking slowly as he was talking on the phone. Dlaczego jedziesz tak szybko? Mamy jeszcze dużo czasu. Why are you driving so fast? We have got plenty of time to spare. Jechaliśmy tu 5 godzin. We drove for 5 hours to get here. To wszystko na dzisiaj. Do zobaczenia. Stay classy, Poland.